And the scene is now set for the final race of round 2 of MotoGP eSport Global Series, where the Jackhammer starting from his 10th career pole position ahead of Trast, the race 2 winner, and Daniele Aloi, your championship leader, on the outside of row 1.
Yeah, this is going to be such an interesting battle to see who can really draw first blood in this final race of round 2. It's been so exciting so far, and this time around, well, we'll have to wait and see what happens when things get underway.
Yeah, the Grazie Valley, the legend Valentino Rossi, watching on as these eSport gamers do battle here in Valencia ahead of the final race of the day. The back row of the grid, Exo Rock, the debutant, and of course Dipo Akbar, the Indonesian rookie, rounding out the 5th row of the grid as we're ready to go racing here in Valencia for race number 2. Jackhammer on pole position. The revs are rising as the red lights come on and they go out in immediately, any second now. They go on for a little bit longer than I expected, but a great start from the middle of the front row from Trast. Your 3-time champ takes the whole shot into turn number 1. Here comes Adrian, and that's Jackhammer. He's gone into the barrier. My goodness, Jackhammer. I'm not sure what happened there, but he must have collided with someone and he's been sat up. And Jackhammer is mired towards the back of this pack as Adrian takes the lead from your championship leader, Daniele Aloi.
Yeah, that was absolutely incredible. I don't think anyone expected Jackhammer, who's been so strong during the course of this round 2, to have a start like that. That was absolutely incredible. The drama right from the beginning here is just incredible. Adrian is leading. Now, we have to remember that he finished second back in 2020 here at the Valencia GP, and this time around, well, he's leading, but he's being chased oh so closely by Daniele Aloi.
Yeah, great start there from Adrian, but I'd love to know what happened with Jackhammer there. I don't know if he collided with someone, had to step and go straight on. I can imagine that's what happened, but further back, these two once again, Trast and Davide Turriti, getting to know each other very well and very closely. There's a bit of bumping and boring to turn number 11. However, Kangster's gone down a little bit further back. The Gas rider who all came so close to victory in Sepang only a few moments ago. However, as we end lap 1 of 9, it's going to be Adrian. It comes across the line to tick off lap number 1, leading the way from your championship leader, Daniele Aloi. Jackhammer, who crashed at turn 1, he is now out of this race. We don't see him on our timing monitor, so it looks like maybe Jackhammer could potentially be out. Daniele Aloi in second, chasing down Adrian, who is an absolute weapon at this track. He's got so much success right here, and he's one of the riders that, if you want to learn something, he's probably the best rider to follow. Yeah, Adrian, in front of his home fans as well. That adds some pressure, but it means that he's really going to want to deliver in front of all of these people watching. It's been absolutely sensational so far from Adrian. And Davide Turriti's not done too badly either. He's currently in 3rd on that Aprilia machine as he chases down our leading 2. He's got to watch out behind him as well, because he's got Trast, who's just ran a little bit wide there. Turriti's doing so well to maintain that line, but he's got to watch out for Trast. This is an incredible 8-wheeler at the front of this field. Turriti taking a look up the inside of his fellow countryman Daniele Aloi, who did hit a late apex, but they're still chasing the home hero, Adrian, who leads the way. He's looking for his first victory since 2022 at the Indonesian circuit in Mandalika. So Connor, it's been a full calendar year and a little bit more that he's not won. Well, that's precisely why he's going to be so desperate to get back on the top of the roster. For the time being, he's doing just that. Trast, meanwhile, well, he is a veritable expert at this track. He's won at the circuit, Ricardo Tormo, 4 times, twice in 2017, once in 2018, and once in 2020. And that is why, despite the fact he's just behind this leading group, he is one to watch as we get through what remains of this race. There he is, moving into 3rd. If he can just hold it, it does look like he's managed to make it stick for the time being. Yeah, incredible stuff there from Trast, who does take the lead of this race. Daniele Aloi just in front of him, and of course Adrian continuing to lead the way. Connor, we've got a battle on our hands here at the front. Daniele Aloi taking a look up the inside at turn 9.
What about that?
Here comes Trast, as you quite rightly mentioned, Connor. 4 victories in Valencia, and of course he's chasing a 5th one here. Oh, that's a bit defensive across the grass, and yeah, the track limits potentially there for those 3. I'm not quite surprised. That was some defensive riding, but all of this battling has allowed Teresi into 2nd, and of course Adrian has now been given a bit of an advantage at the front of the field, about 6 or 7 tenths of a second, because these 3 are battling. There's no end.
Yeah, that's exactly what Adrian wants as well. As long as he's the rider out in front, everyone behind him chopping and changing and battling to try and establish their place in this leading group, well, it means that Adrian just has that time, that space that he needs to just pull away as much as he can. Currently just around 6 tenths of a second, but when you've got riders like this coming behind you, Davide Teresi into 2nd, and he's going to be trying to narrow that gap as much as possible. But for the time being, it's still Adrian from Davide Teresi and Trast.
Well, Daniele Aloy is fighting for all his worth for the podium. However, he will know that his main championship rival, Jack Hammer, is out of the race. We just heard reports that it was a technical issue for Jack Hammer that has now put him out of the race. So a disaster for the reigning champion on the KTM, who is now out, and he'll be dropping big points to Daniele Aloy. Now, Adrian, Davide Teresi and Trast are doing Jack Hammer a big favour by taking points off your championship leader. Yeah, absolutely. If he's still watching on, this is exactly what he wants. He doesn't want Daniele Aloy to finish any further up, because if he does, that's going to make the task of sealing a consecutive MotoGP eSports title even more difficult. For the time being, Daniele Aloy is in P4, but he's not anymore. It's now P3, and those are very valuable points for the Italian on that Ducati. Trast, big moment there into turn 12 as he's picking up some track limits as Trast. So, disaster there for the 3-time champion. It's allowed Daniele Aloy 4 extra points for 3rd place. That'll be 16 points in total. However, this race for victory is not over yet. That gap between Adrian and Teresi has come down by 1/10 of a second on that previous lap. The Aprilia rider who's looking for victory here in Valencia, the first one of 2024. Daniele Aloy's got Trast once again all over the back of him. The Yamaha rider runs a little bit deep once again. The Yamaha is known to take more sweeping lines. However, I feel like that was a little bit too sweeping. Just maybe, Liam. And now Trast is in such a good position to try and make a move when the time is right. He's biding his time as he looks to get ahead of the comparative inexperience of Daniele Aloy. He might be leading the championship for the time being, but he's got nothing like the experience that Trast does have. And currently in P4, Trast is well positioned here, because this is a very, very close race. Yeah, you were mentioning that he is the legend around Valencia in terms of eSports. 4 victories, and of course the last time we raced here was Adrian took victory ahead of Trast did finish in 3rd, which was his worst result here in Valencia. If he finishes off the podium, this is well and truly his worst result here in Valencia, so he'll be trying everything he can to try and stop that rot and get back on the podium, as Adrian on this current lap seems to have just stalled the progress of Davide Teresi. It remains around about half a second to 6/10 of a second into turn number 1, dropping down the gearbox into 3rd gear through the fast left-hander, powering down the shorter straight in towards turn number 2. So easy to lose the front here, but thankfully for your 2-time champion, he does make it stick with Teresi, Daniele Aloy and Trast, the 3 Italians chasing the Spaniards. Yeah, absolutely. 3 Italians on Adrian's tail. 4 Italians with Ricciuti. And we can't forget, of course, that Ricciuti finished 2nd here back in 2021, so there's a bit of a gap between Ricciuti, 1.3, 1.4 seconds, and Trast. But he's not one to rule out either. He's a very talented rider, and we've seen him do wonderful things here before. We have indeed, but I would like to draw your attention to the rider in 6th spot behind this top 5, Exo Rock, the debutant, making his debut here in round number 2 as Trast looks up the inside of Daniele Aloy. A little bit of contact between the two. He's shaping him up for turn number 11, but Daniele Aloy, I thought he was about to slam the door shut. Contact. He doesn't. He's left the door wide open, and through comes Trast. Yeah, that was a very, very audacious move from Trast. And there we go, their confirmation, a long lap penalty for Trast. Unbelievable. Is that going to leave in tatters his hopes for a 1st position here in Valencia? Well, it might well do just that. Well, Trast has just picked up a long lap penalty for too many track limits. He's exceeded the amount And of course, for the rider that is the master round Valencia, he is now, well, found himself at the demise of the circuit because he's now picked up a long lap penalty. Daniele Aloe just runs a little bit deep. He knows now that Trask has got a long lap penalty, so he doesn't need to attack the Yamaha rider, does Daniele Aloe. He just needs to sit there and pick up those important points when Trask does come through that long lap penalty loop. However, I want to draw your attention once again to the battle at the front. It's Adrian still leading the way, but the gap is now down to a half a second. So on that previous lap, Teresi has closed the gap ever so slightly. There is the Aprilia rider deep on the brakes, well and truly locking that front, pushing the front to its absolute limit as he went into turn number 9. Through the chicane we go, the left then the right. It's still Adrian leading the way. Will we see Trask coming in for his long lap penalty? No, we won't. Another lap. He's got 3 laps to serve that long lap penalty, so he will have to serve it before the end of the race.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see the concentration there on these 2 leading riders' faces. It's Davide Teresi who's hunting down Adrian, another one of our veteran riders. Teresi doing so well. We've seen him perform exceptionally over the course of this global series. This time around, well, all of his effort might just pay off with a podium. He's currently in P2.
Yeah, on that previous lap, Teresi just lost another 10th of a second to Adrian. So Adrian doing everything in his power to take his first victory since 2022. And well, it'll be one for the books. Adrian is well and truly on course for victory here today as we take a look at what is quite an exceptional ride from the rookie Exorock. His first round in MotoGP eSport Global Series, the Thai rider, and for Trackhouse Racing he is sitting in 6th corner. Unbelievable stuff from the debutant.
Absolutely wonderful stuff. He's really, I'm reluctant to say that he surprised me, but I didn't expect maybe that he would be competing so far up this early on, because the other riders that he's against are veterans. They're so good at what they're doing, and Exorock is showing that he's capable of doing that as well.
Now Trask has got to come into his long lap penalty. Not this time. He's going to have to serve it in the next lap. But when he does, Daniele Aloe for 4th has run it a little bit wide. He's now coming under pressure from Piero Ricciuti. The Italian rider on the LCR Honda is now homing into view, charging in to position behind the Ducati riders. We're watching Trask once again. He knows he's got a long lap penalty to serve, but he will serve it at the absolute last minute. He might not just lose out on 3rd, he'll lose out in 4th potentially as well. So could be drama here in the later stages for Trask as Davide Teresi hasn't given this one up just yet. It now is just round about half a second. The Aprilia rider is doing everything he can. He's throwing everything, including the kitchen sink, at Adrian on this final lap.
Yeah, Adrian is actually doing so well to try and maintain this gap. He's doing everything he needs to do. He can't ask anything else of himself. He just needs to keep Davide Teresi at bay, and he's going to get that long anticipated, that eagerly awaited finish at the front of this race. If he can just hold on for this last lap.
Yeah, it looks like on this last lap, the 6/10 as they come through sector number 2, but late on the brakes once more, pushing the front end of that Aprilia. You can just hear it screaming as he's late on the brakes, pushing that front. Adrian with only a few more corners to go to become a race winner in MotoGP eSport Global Series for the first time since the final round of 2022. Trask hasn't served that long lap penalty for the bench, so he will be given a post-race penalty. However, there's no post-race penalty. There's no doubt in the mind for Adrian. It comes through the final corner, powers out of the final corner. The Spanish rider taking victory in Valencia. It's V for victory for Adrian. It's V for Valencia as we have everyone in our thoughts. Adrian takes victory here in the Ricardo Tormo circuit ahead of Davide Teresi, and Trask comes across the line in 3rd. However, he did have a long lap penalty to serve, did not serve it, which means Daniele Aloe will be promoted to the podium positions.
Yeah, Aloe will be thrilled with that. Jackhammer, however, will not be.